Hey Sue, Candy.
Oh, my purse is up here now.
Thanks, Tom.
You're welcome.
Hello.
Oh, I don't want to get in. I don't want to film him.
Tommy, is the mic in?
Yeah, it's in.
Oh, great. Hey, guys. That's right.
Saints Sports Banquet to honor all of our student athletes. We're certainly pleased with all of you who came in such a nice turnout to honor all of these young men and women. And we would like to begin by asking you to remain seated for the grace before our meeting. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. God our Father, we thank you for your goodness in our lives. We thank you for these Catholic young men and women, for our school, for the progress that we've made in working together in athletics, in academics, working together as parishes, and working within our families. For your honor and glory, for our growth of our young men and for the future, we ask you to bless all that come here and to bless us in this meal and all that we have from your bountiful hands through Christ our Lord. Amen. Amen. The Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
Maybe you weren't going to sit in the chair.
There, Joyce, now you got it.
I thought he wasn't going to sit in the chair.
Oh, wait, excuse me, Karen. The bright light's really bothering me.
It was nice with the outfit, yeah. Not everybody can wear glass frames like that. Yeah.
Take them out already.
Yeah. It's white.
Together. So St. Peter then went to his storehouse and got little roller skates. And he put roller skates on all of the little mice. The little mice were so happy they went down the golden path and down around heaven. They were having a great time. And it wasn't but a day or two later, Felix the cat died. And of course he went to heaven too because he's a very, very good pet, a very good cat. And a couple of days after Felix was in heaven, he too met St. Peter out in the garden. St. Peter says, well, Felix, how do you like heaven? He says, oh, gee, it's just great. It's wonderful up here. I like especially your new program you've initiated, Meals on Wheels. The other day, he was driving along the country road up Route 7, up to 213 Hill, and he was kind of looking around, seeing maybe who would get to come to church, get back to the church and everything. He wasn't paying enough attention, and all of a sudden he heard his thump, and he hit this cat. And he looked back, and his cat was just all caught up. head table, and especially including the booster officers. The head table to my immediate right. Of course, you know Monsignor Lawrence Luciana, pastor at St. Peter's Parish. Sue Sportsbagger. And Mrs. Sportsbagger is Vice President of the Boosters Club. Next is Al Isidore. Al is President of the Boosters Club, very much responsible for the program and all that the Boosters do and their organization. Next is Candy Humienny. Candy, not only a teacher, but secretary of the Boosters Club. And to my immediate left then, I'm sure you saw Father Walter Hines was here and had to leave for a meeting with his youth at the parish. So we appreciate Father Hines coming. And Phyllis Sweeney. A teacher, is treasurer of the Boosters Club officers. And Josh Humienny. Josh Humienny is athletic director. And next is a young gal that I taught and helped at Catholic Central, a guest of Mr. Neese, Megan Levinsky. And John Neese, our guest this evening. We're going to move right along with the program, and we're going to move into our talk by our guest speaker. And I've known our guest speaker for many years. He's been a teacher in Pittsburgh, in Toronto, at Catholic Central High School. And there's a little story about our speaker when he was a teacher, because he's also been involved in sports, and I think he was maybe interviewing one of the young athletes one day just to see how good they were, how clever they were. And he asked this young man, he says, how many days in a week begin with the letter T? The young man thought, I think he went to public school instead of Catholic. And he didn't have the answer. He says, I'm not sure. He says, maybe like, you let me go home and I'll kind of talk to my mom and dad and I'll come back and give the answer tomorrow. So he said, how many seconds are there in a year? I said, 16. I don't know. Could you let me give you that answer tomorrow too? And finally he said, how many, he went on to spelling. So it might be good, it's not written, think of spelling. He went on, he said, how many D's are there in Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer? Rudolph? I don't know that answer either. Let me give you that answer tomorrow. So the next day he came back and Mr. Neese asked him, he says, now, how many days are there in a week that begin with the letter T? He says, the way I've got it figured, there are 4. Tuesday, and Thursday, and today, and tomorrow. And how many seconds are there in a year? Well, I thought about that one all night, but I figured there are 12 seconds in a year. January the 2nd, March the 2nd. Well, you're not doing too well. How many D's are there in Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer? He says, I think there are 365. Dun, 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 dun. must think I do better at jokes than preaching, so I get next Sunday off again, right, Muncie? He's the one that worked hard because he gave all the sermons about the bishop's annual appeal, so I've got some free time. I would like to seriously introduce our guest speaker, and he is a graduate of the University of Steubenville and the University of Dayton. He has been, in the past, he's been boys varsity basketball coach and baseball coach, and very successful in coaching of sports. And because of that, this year he came out of retirement to be coach of the girls varsity basketball team. I'm sure you know the success of their team this year. A fantastic season of 19-3. Speaker also has been boys golf coach. He's presently the guidance counselor at Catholic Central High School. I'm sure you've heard him. You follow local sports, broadcasting the games on the radio. He's a husband and a father of 4 children. Have gone to Catholic Central and find products of Catholic education. I would like to give to you a friend and a very good man, John Neese.
Probably the second best introduction I've ever had at speaking at a banquet. One evening the Toastmaster failed to show up and I had to introduce myself. I think I did a pretty good job. Reverend clergy, members of the faculty, guests, coaches, athletes, ladies and gentlemen. Certainly a pleasure to be here this evening. I thank Josh Humienny for the invite. I've gone to many of these things, and usually I bring my wife with me. Anytime we don't have to let her cook supper for the troops, it makes it a lot easier for her. But she couldn't make it this evening, so I brought with me one of my players. And whenever I go to banquets and my wife can't come, I usually bring one of my players. Well, I haven't had any players for the last about 12, 13 years because I've been retired. And I was sort of forced into a situation to coach girls basketball this year. Something I didn't want to do, but something my principal asked me to do. And as it turned out, it was a very pleasant experience. I'd always said I'd never want to coach girls, because I didn't think I had the patience. I have 2 of them at home. One's in college and one will be in high school next year, and a number of you know her. She goes to Holy Rosary. But I prayed a lot, believe it or not, to have the patience. And I think it helped a lot. Megan Levinsky is my guest. Very nice young lady. She's 5'1". Would you stand up, Megan, again? Let me take a look at you. You can sit down. Megan's very nervous. I told her she had to talk, and Father kept edging on, making her think she had to talk. We're going to try to get out of here at some hour because we want to go over and see the talent show at Catholic Central because neither of us can go tomorrow. Megan has to play a softball game against Wintersville, and she has to go down to the Wheeling Intelligentsia to take a picture because her and Jody Simpson are going to participate in the OVAC Girls All-Star Game at the Arena on June 11th. Do the best you can, no matter what you decide to do. You're in the band, you're a cheerleader, you're in the drama club. Do the best you can. Give it your best shot. Remember, anyone can be ordinary, but it takes some courage to excel. I'd like to conclude with a short poem taken from the Christian Athlete that I think says it all. It's entitled, Thinking. Maybe you've heard it before. If you think you are beaten, you are. If you think you dare not, you don't. If you like to win, but think you can't, it's almost a cinch you won't. If you think you'll lose, you're lost. For out in the world we find, success begins with a fellow's will. It's all in the state of mind. If you think you are outclassed, you are. You've got to think high to rise. You've got to be sure of yourself before you can ever win a prize. Life's battle sooner or later, the man who wins is the man who thinks he can. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Neese, better known to all of us as Coach Neese. That's the second time I've heard Mr. Neese speak, and I can tell by, as he said, paying attention, how you all were paying attention, that his talk was meaningful to you. The other time I heard Coach Neese talk, his wife came with him, and his wife was sitting with him at the head table, and right before Mr. Neese went up to make his talk, Mrs. Neese handed him a little card, and I noticed on the card it had K-I-S-S. She said, gee, isn't that beautiful? His wife handed him a little card that has K-I-S-S on it. And I came back and I said, gee, Coach, that was really nice for your wife to say that little message to you before you gave your talk. He said, well, it doesn't mean what you think it meant. It meant keep it short, stupid. Thank you for your lessons on athletics and really telling our young people that the athletic field is really just an extension of the classroom, the lessons you learn. I would like to give to you, to move on in the program, Mrs. Humienny, and she would like to make a special booster appreciation presentation.
I'm happy to go to college, but once again, I want to thank them very much for coming. It was really enjoyable. Opportunity to thank some people and make this program worthwhile. First of all, I'd like to thank the boosters, and that's the mothers and fathers who are the taxi cab drivers. You rearrange your dinner schedules, and you come to all our sports, and you participate, and you're our fans out there, and we really appreciate that. And I can't thank you enough for all the hoagies you've made in the last 2 years, and we have one more hoagie sale to go. Okay, I'd also like to thank the teachers who put up with the pep rallies, the changing of schedules, the announcements, me pestering the kids for different things. That's appreciated for all the teachers who do this. The coaches who give their time, their effort, their guidance, and their knowledge to our youth. That's really appreciated. And I have to thank the athletes, because if you weren't participating, us old people wouldn't have anything to do. We really appreciate that, because they put their hearts into it. It's so disappointing to see them lose a game and walk off that court or off that field with those looks of disappointment in their eyes. Or come the next day to school and you say, nice game, and deep in their hearts, they think they had a nice game, even if they didn't win. I see that every day, the teachers at the South Building, and we know what they're going through. And I'd like to thank them for participating. Thank you. Ms. Constantine is our backbone. She gives us guidance. She helps us anytime we need help. She sees the notes go out. She lets us use her machines. She's there every time we need her for any type of problem. She comes to the hoagie fundraisers and makes her hoagies. This year, she even made the new cheering skirts. So there's a lot that Ms. Constantine does that you're not aware of, that we are. And this plaque reads, presented to Captain Constantini in appreciation for all your time and dedication to the All Saints Sports Program. Thank you, Ms. Constantini.
Thank you so much. This means an awful lot. It really does. The sports program is so important to our kids. I think it is. It's the opportunity for them to work as a team, to learn an awful lot, and to hopefully have a lot of fun. And I really think it's something that we need to back. Thank you.
Now we come to the part that especially all of our young men and women have been looking forward to. And I'm sure all the teachers, the parents, I'm all very proud of these young men and women. To see them all so clean, and their hair all slicked down, and all we want to honor you tonight in our special awards presentation. Just a little bit about the awards.
Francis Mance. Jackie Kukeris. Amy Francie. Julie Gavrin. Dustin Humienny. Sherry Carmenales. Lisa Marshall. Lisa Parks. Mary Zwizevich. My softball manager, Kristen Humienny.
Thank you, girls. Good job. Move right along to the girls softball on the varsity level. Their coach, Sandra Biacco.
My assistant this year was Candy Humienny, and my scorekeeper is Worthy. Ellen Carlson, Karen Aurora, Nikki Lawrence, Gina Capaldi, Lisa Clark, Christine Servanac, I have one more 7th grader, Carrie Majestic. Amy DeNicola. Lisa Hall. Timmy LaFresta. And my manager, Kristen Humienny.
And for the girls softball varsity. Next we turn to boys sports and boys football. 5th and 6th grade junior varsity football and coach Donald Thorne. Joseph Walter.
Mario Morris, Donald Thorne, and Fred Youngs. I would like to thank our underclassmen, the 4th and 5th graders, because they went through a lot of adversity, because we only had 12 players, and I respect them because they did a great job, a really super job. The 5th graders, the lone 5th graders gave Mark up. For the 4th graders, we had Chad Thompson, Brad Long, Mark Whitaker. And for our managers, we had Tommy Clark, Eric Taylor, and Gary Brown. Thank you very much.
Coach Thorne, your assistant coaches, 4th, 5th, and 6th grade. The next coach that I was going to introduce is Bob Kramer. Bob Kramer has just come home from the hospital and having surgery. So Paul Clayton, Lisa Clark, Julie Massio, Kara Quinn, these girls done a very good job. I know at Candace it was pouring down rain and they cheered to a small amount of people, but they kept the spirits up. Here. Congratulations. The 7th grade went, they only lost one game this year to Wintersville, which they went back and beat Wintersville. They lost it 6-2. They went back to Wintersville, and we had most all of our 7th grade playing as a team because he also used some of the 7th grade on the 8th grade team. And when he went back to Wintersville, they beat them 14-0. And when you see these young athletes coming up now, you'll know why they won. Here's a boy that really came along. I didn't use him on defense because I only had one really good quarterback. Not really one good quarterback. I think he's going to be used a lot on defense. Anthony Isidore. Main man, Freddie Manilak. The scooter, Jason Schwartzberger. I have to tell a story about this next dog. We have a pool to take these kids out to practice every day. So in my van, I usually got 5 or 6 of them in there.
we're coming in sunset, and they usually are talking about sports cars and things. And so this fellow says, boy, there goes my kind of car. I turned and looked in my mirror and I didn't see anything. I said, what car was that? And he says, Domino Pizza car. Mr. Danny Sweeney. Mr. Webb Hemshaw. D.B. Marshall. What a hard-nosed, scrappy player. And that's just on the, in my local area. Wait till he gets on the field. Aaron Peace. Okay. Thank you very much.
Come on up.
Well, first of all, I want to thank my two assistant coaches. When I started out this year with the girls, it was my first year with the girls, and I didn't really expect to have what I had. I got to thank, first of all, Mrs. Madigan for starting to show them some basketball in school before I got them. That helped a lot. And I want to thank the parents who evidently have put some baskets up behind the house, on the garage, or whatever, because it showed. We had a great team of basketball players. First of all, okay, on the, I'm going to say it right, on the grade team, first two players that I'm going to announce, we didn't have quite enough fifth graders, I thought, for the basketball team to come out. And so I went to all the sixth graders, who I thought I had too many of those, and I said, I need two people to volunteer to go down and play with the fifth graders and be on the grade team. And right away, everybody turned their back on me. Nobody wants to do that. But I had two girls who did do that, and I want to give them a special hand here as soon as I call them for doing that, because they went down there and they were a big help to me. First of all, Sherry Carminal. And secondly, Lisa Parks. We went against one team, and these two girls, I said, they got that big girl. I said, every time she gets the ball, she turns around and shoots. I said, no, I want you to, when you're in, I want you to make sure she doesn't shoot. I said, I want you to breathe in her face. And I said, eat onions before you come, but breathe in her face. And I said, I don't want her to shoot. And she did just that. She, both of them took care of that girl. I don't think she made any points the rest of the season again. Okay, now let me move on. The next girl was a guard for us, and she spent quite a bit of time dribbling the ball up the court for us. The reason she took quite a bit of time is because she took her time dribbling up the court. I'm saying, hurry up, you only got 5 seconds.
but she did come along real well for us this year, Frances Mann. Another guard for us did a fine job all year long, and it was right in there. And she's sitting here wondering, is it me? Yeah. Lisa Cookery. Now I'm going to introduce what I call my super duo of the 5th graders. They were my guards, and they were unstoppable. I don't know if both of them are here or not. I'm going to go for it, though. With the 5th graders, I said, if someone dribbles the ball in front of you, I said, reach out and take it. I said, don't let them dribble it in front of you. Reach out and take it. Well, these two were probably the two that caught on to that right away, because they went out there. The next time the girl even looked at them, it was, wow! She stole the ball, and they couldn't even get the ball down the court. And they did a real good job all year. That's Kara Lacey. And I don't want to mess up here. Faye Smythe, is she here? Oh, that's too bad. Faye was a little redhead, and she did a great job all year for us. I know that Cassie Madigan will be glad to see her when she becomes a 7th grader, that's for sure. Okay, to move on. You always get a girl who's really a good shot to start with. And with a little bit of coaching, she became great for us. And she was probably our top scorer. And we said, anytime you can, get the ball to her, she's going to put it in the basket. And she did most of the time, regardless of the fact that she had some big 6th grader trying to knock her over and everything else. And it's Dawn Ravazio. Okay, another basketball player. I think from the beginning here she was nervous, and I kept telling her, "Hey, we're here to have fun first. We're going to play basketball." And all year long I kept telling her, "Why don't you smile a little bit and act like you're happy here?" Well, she finally got going, and she made her first 2 points, somewhere near the next to last game, somewhere in there. And she finally made her first 2 points. And I said, you did a good job making that 2 points, but you put it in the wrong basket. You shot in the other team's basket. But she did real good all year long, and that's Teresa Morris. Okay, we taught this thing real quick here that when you're under the basket, I taught the girls, use your rear end and make room to get the basket. I said, use your rear end and make room. Well, one girl, and I'm sure the coaches will agree with me, one girl got that down pat. You know who you are, Mary Kay. And no one could out-rebound her. That was, unless they were 2 feet taller than her, because that wasn't enough. Mary Kay Rinaldi. Okay, and the last one of the 5th graders. I thought when I first seen this girl, I thought, whoa, she's got some nice size to her. She's going to be a good rebounder and everything. But I didn't think about one thing. She was nervous too. She didn't think she was very good at basketball. And it took us a while to convince her that she was. And it was toward those last 3 games, I'd say it was, that she started coming through and she put some points in the basket. And that's Kim Taylor. And one last thing before I let these girls go. They played against 6th graders, except for one other 5th grade team, that was from Holy Rosary. And they beat Holy Rosary 5th grade team 2 out of 3 games. And then we went into the tournament, and they were the underdogs. They weren't supposed to win anything. Well, they lost to the runners-up in the tournament by 2 points, which doesn't sound too unusual, but the score was 2-0. That's what they lost to the runners-up in the tournament. Okay, now this team, Kathy, I'm sending you some of the greatest, I think, here. They have a good attitude. They want to play. They want to win. And they give you 100% in trying to win. This first girl was played forward for us. I told her one of the first practices, I saw her get mad because somebody bumped her. And I said, that's good. Don't get mad at your own players, though. I said, take that anger into the game and make up your mind that that girl that's trying to get that rebound from you isn't going to do it. I said, use that anger that way. And she did. She did a good job for us, Jamie Angelo. Okay, next girl also did a fine job. She played guard for us most of the time, sometimes forward. I didn't expect her to make a basket there. I think it was first game. I didn't expect her to make a basket because she hadn't been shooting very much in practice. And all of a sudden I look and here she goes, boom, she shoots one in, she makes a point. I didn't even expect her to shoot. And she was that way all year long, did a good job for us. Jackie Kukri. The next girl did a real good job playing center for us most of the time and forward. And it's hard to get girls to leave their feet. And I said, you gotta jump in basketball. You gotta jump to get the rebound. For some reason they want to stretch and keep one foot on the ground, you know, for some reason. And this one was one of the first ones who started jumping for us. And she just kept jumping higher and higher all year long and taking down the rebound. And she became one of the most physical players, legally physical, in the game that we had, and that's Dustin Humienny. The next girl played well for us all year long. I had trouble getting her to leave her feet. And I said, just because you're tall and whatnot, you're not going to get the rebound if someone jumps. And she started coming along for us too and scored some points for us when we needed them. Lisa Marshall. And they're coming for you now, Kathy. These two right here are guards. One's a point guard or the other one's a point guard, either way you want to go. They're going to play 100% every game, even if it means running into the bleachers. Right, Julie? And they're going to give you all that they got, and they're going to put some points on the board. And they're even going to come out once in a while when they're sick, because it's a tournament, and try to make it, although they didn't quite make it, but that was all right. She did good for us all year long. Christy Clark. And by the way, Christy was the leading scorer also. Any other guard? Both these girls, tough as nails. I'd put them against any group of boys in a game of basketball. Julie Gavrin. Another one who played guard for us. She's one of those girls. I think she's going to be a coach because she was forever telling me what to do. But she's a good girl and she played good basketball for us. Stephanie Jones. This last girl has the best long shot of any of the girls that we had, and she's the most coachable girl I think that we've ever had. She, when you tell her something, you tell it to her one time, and from then on, that's the way she's going to do it. And she's a good sportsman. Not only that, she can spell. She's going next weekend to the spelling bee in Canton. Amy Francie. And the last girl, I can't forget her, Mary. She did a great job for me all year. And when we asked someone to have the best attitude, Mary was the one who would do it. And she would try the hardest. And I can't ever forget that. Mary, squeeze that. We have two that aren't here that played for us, and they did a fine job. One of them didn't finish out the year, but that was okay. The time that she was there, she did well. And the other played for us all year and did well and helped us along. Emily Galonia and Becky Rossi. Let's give them. I'll finish up here and get off of here. These girls were that close to being the best team in the league, okay? In my opinion, they were. Their record was 9 wins, 2 losses, the 2 losses to the same team, and 1 tie. They did fine. Let's give them a hand.
Thank you, Coach. And girls, baby. And for the varsity girls basketball varsity team, we're all Saints, Kathy Madigan.
Okay, we did something a little different this year. I don't know why, we must have been crazy, but we had 20 people show up for the first practice, and it's a little hard to play 5 girls on a team at a time and try to get 20 players in. So what we did is we split them up into a 7th grade team, put an 8th grade team in. 7th graders, we didn't win. But you guys did a lot better from the beginning to the end, and next year you're going to be just as good as they were, because they were the best, but you're right behind them. Let's do the 7th grade, Annie Brown. help me coach. He's not here tonight. He has a back injury. Eric Fee. Nikki Lawrence. Carrie Majeski. Ruthie Manson. Annie Sarno. Casey Sobolewski. Amy Whitaker. Ryan Quinn was our basketball manager. And Ebony Snyder, who's a first-year player, is not here tonight. She did a good job that day. Oh, I didn't forget you, Ruthie. Ruthie Green. Okay, this was the 7th grade. Now, these guys beat them up bad because they had to come to practice against them every day. And this crew right here, I don't know where we got them, but they made us proud. I've had them since the 4th grade, and I can't believe they're going, but you guys did all right. Lori Bell. Ashley Brown. Gina Capaldi. Lisa Clark. Chris Servanac. Amy DeNicola. Jimmy LaPresta. Kara Quinn. And last but not least, Lisa Huff. Please give these guys an extra round of applause because they got killed last week. They came back fighting this year.
Thank you. We're going to give the girls a rest for a second and move on to boys basketball.
think we have a future Mark Macon in this group. Boys basketball, 5th grade, Joe Madigan.
Thank you, everybody. Just want to take a few minutes to introduce the 5th grade basketball team. Tell you a little bit about the season. Last year, we had a tremendous record. We went 0-12 and didn't win a game, and but we had a lot of fun. This year, the kids really turned it around, enjoyed themselves, and started playing against their level, 5th grade kids, and they came in 2nd place, and I think everybody should owe them a round of applause. What we did this year, and I think it was really beneficial. I think the kids had fun. I had fun. We stressed fundamentals. So the majority of our practice, in which some of the parents who came, like Mr. Green, could attest to, then we stressed fundamentals 3/4 of the practice. And I think they gained some confidence from there, and the kids can go on and enjoy themselves as they go on to the 6th grade and play ball. First person we have, I call him Mr. Defense because when we wanted to get the ball, he could go after it, and that is Chris Anthony. Okay, first of all, I'd like to thank Bill Inmores. He helped me out a lot this year. If it wasn't for him, we'd have never done half of what we did. Our 6th grade team had a real good season. I'm really proud of them. They hustled. They played a lot of good ball. At the end of the year, the Holy Rosary tournament at halftime, we was losing 14-3, and they never gave up. They come back and they won 15-14. I'd like to introduce him to you now. Right here, this kid's going to be a good ball player. Remember his name, Gabe Martin. Probably our best shooter, Scotty Hall. This kid gives 110% at practice, on the game, all the time. The team captain, Mario Morse. Probably our most improved player, Rico. Right over here. Joey Porco. Joey couldn't play half the season because he had some medical problems. But I'll tell you what, he was at every game. He never missed one of them. Gregory Savoy. Donald Thorne. Donald didn't come into about the 3rd game of the season before he sure helped us. Our top rebounder, scorer, Joey Walter. Kid's always got a smile on his face no matter how hard he's hustling. Freddie Young. Okay, one other thing before I step down. The kids and the coaches got together.
Great bunch of girls. Thanks.
One of the great things I see as a product of this school is the respect that your young
No talking. Christine Anderson. Ann Brown. Ashley Brown. Gina Capaldi. Lisa Clark.
I'm not sure.
Amy DeNicola. Lisa Hall. Ruth Mann. Casey Sobolewski. That's it for varsity volleyball.
Danny Lewis. Tim Porco. Okay, now fifth grader, Kim Taylor. I'm sorry, Timmy was the
fifth graders too. Sorry. Sixth graders, Christy Clark. We're on the team that got the trophy for the high team series, and they did it the last game of the season. Danny Kanier. Lisa Marshall. Mario Morris. Is that right here? The next young man, Joey Porco, has a trophy for a high game, which was 209 for one game, and a high series for 469. He received 2 trophies. Craig Young. All right, now our 7th graders, Sean Finney. That's our only 7th grader. And for our 8th graders, Laurie Bell. Gina Capaldi. Lisa Clark. Amy DeNicola. And Kimmy LaPresta. The end.
Would you like autographs now? Wasn't she great?
We're going to wrap up our banquet with drawing. I believe it's 50 drawings, right? And the prize is $70.50.
Oh, you got my kids.
And we're going to have Eric Portbagger to draw the picture.
Yeah. You'll win $70?
I'll go with the last 3 numbers and see if that will do it for us. 3, 6, 4. 364. Miss Pat D'Angelo. We want to thank everybody for coming and for your attention, and certainly for such fine young student athletes. And it certainly shows that the programs at all states have really come a long way. A beautiful school we have and a beautiful product of our Catholic education. I think the parents and the coaches, the teachers, administration, the pastors, everybody associated with the school certainly deserve a great deal of credit to keep our school the fine school it is. And we would close with our benediction. We're going to ask Monsignor Luciana to give the benediction.
In the name of the Father, and of the Son,